iPhone.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the live stream Friday edition. Give me a 1-2-1-2 if everything sounds good. I checked my last live stream and it sounded like my music was a little too loud, so just let me know. So we're gonna be going over Bitcoin quite a bit this morning. We're actually gonna go over the chart that Mr. Andy Walk and I went over, and then I'm gonna attempt to debunk it. Yeah. So that's going to be the plan at the beginning. So we'll just get right into it. So here is the 3-day CME future. I made a video, actually two videos on this. And first thing I want to point out is I turn the fibs on. You see the golden ratio. If we go from the bull market top of 2017 to the bear market bottom of December 2018, the 1618 golden ratio puts us exactly at the top of April 2021 bull run. So if we use that, since we know that that works there for the golden ratio, if we go from the all-time or the bull market high of 2021 to the bear market of, say this is the bottom right now of November 15 at that $15,000, and we do a fib from there, you can see the golden ratio up here is at that $161,000. So if it plays out very similar, we can actually draw some parallel channels now. So you can see it actually fits within this parallel channel right here. And you can see that convergence of the 1618 within that channel is at that $161,000 BTC. So from there, we can do the Elliott waves. And from what I'm told, you go from the most recent low, which was the bear market bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth wave brings us up to 161,000. I'm seeing like it's saying July right here. So that's just some hoping for you guys. And just to back that up a little bit further, if we put the time cycle on top of this, so the time cycle, every time you enter one of these troughs, it's indicating that a bullish move is about to happen, or what I said, whatever, I forgot what I said earlier in the video, but yeah, a bullish move is about to happen. You can see first time we were in this trough, December 2018. That's where we rocketed up to wave 1 top. Then you can see we had the COVID crash on March 16th, which was within this trough. Then you can see the bull or the bear market bottom, if this was the bear market bottom, would also be in this trough right here. If I draw these lines perfectly straight, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. um, the significant bottoms. So if this plays out like it's drawn, I mean, there's a lot of indicators showing that it's actually correct. And I haven't found anything to debunk it yet, but I'm going to try doing it a little bit at the beginning of this video because I want to know if this is right or not. Because if it's right, we're going to be seeing $161,000 Bitcoin within 2023. So I want to believe this is true. I haven't found anything to prove that it's wrong yet. It's still valid as long as we stay above $13,900. But the next charts I'm going to show you on BTC are also valid. So they both can't be valid because one's based on the 4-year cycle and this one's based on us going up to over $100,000 in 2023. So obviously one of them is going to be wrong. It's just which one is going to get invalidated first. So we're going to be keeping an eye on both of them. Not July. Oh, well, the way I have it drawn, it's showing July. I probably drew it wrong. But one of those 4-year cycles either going to be wrong this time or this Hopium chart's going to be wrong. So with that, I'm going to try to debunk it. We're actually going to go to the DYDX first, or not DYDX, the DXY first. So the DXY, you can see right here, every time that the DXY has bottomed, that has brought in a Bitcoin bull run top. So we bottomed out here. You know, the 2018 bull market top was in, you know, January, and then we bottomed, you know, in March. The most recent one was April 2021, which was this double top that we had, which you can see that was the DXY also was within this trough. And if this pattern continues, it's going to show that July, you can see that is the trough area right there. July is where the DXY is also going to be at the lowest point, which does back up. It actually backs up the BTC futures. So it's showing July on there. And I know Andy Walk's saying December, but this is also showing July as well as the top. So DXY is actually kind of backing this up on that large move right there. I know I'm trying to debunk it, but so far not successful. And the thing about that is you can see this is general area right here. It has been a support for the DXY. So if I draw a horizontal line right here, actually, let's actually just draw a ray real quick. That's a lot easier. I draw a ray right here. This has been the support for the DXY for the time being, and each one of these bottoms has entered into one of these troughs. And in the past, you can also see one of these troughs. Each one of these troughs has been in one of these the bottoms on the DXY. So if this is the case, it's saying the bottoms would be in July 2024. So I guess that does debunk the 2023 top because this is July 2024. So this kind of talks about the 4-year cycle, I guess you could say. And if we just go over to BTC real quick. So this is what I was doing. I was actually playing around with BTC for a while here, and assuming that this is not the bottom of the bear market and we have that one last capitulation down, this trend or this channel that we're currently in on BTC is valid. And in order for this to maintain valid, we could actually come down to that $14,500 that I've been talking about for a long time. And I mean, if we went down to 14,500, that still would keep that Elliott wave theory valid because we wouldn't be falling below 14,000. But if we stay along that 4-year cycle with the DXY backed up saying that we're going to bottom, the DXY is going to bottom in July, and we extend this out in July of 2024, that's when we'll see, apparently this is showing up $200,000 BTC. I know I don't normally do long-term predictions, but it's getting kind of interesting since Mr. Andy Walk showed me that chart. It's really turned my gears and made me think a little bit differently. So right now, my mindset is still on the 4-year cycle, and I really, really want the other chart to be right. But I'm still leaning towards the 4-year cycle, but my fingers are crossed that Mr. Andy Walk proves me wrong. And so far, I haven't been able to prove that chart wrong yet. But in my mindset, we're still on a 4-year cycle, but we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. But for BTC, I still think we're going to be seeing that one last push down to touch the bottom of this channel. And that bottom of the channel most likely will be around that 14.5-ish area. And similar to here, we can wick below it. But if I zoom into where we did wick below this channel, you can see this channel is actually still valid because we wicked below it, but body of the candle still stayed within this channel right here. So we could have a very similar situation right here if we capitulate. It's looking like March, end of February, beginning of March. So yeah, I'm still stuck on the 4-year cycle, and I hope I'm wrong and Mr. Andy Walk's right, because I would like to be making a lot more money in 2023 instead of waiting until, you know, the middle to end of 2024. But as of right now, both these charts are valid. The Elliott wave chart for the blow off top coming in 2023 is valid, and the 4-year cycle is still valid. Eventually one of them is going to get invalidated, and when that time comes, I'll be sure to let you guys know, because I'm going to be keeping a close eye on both of these charts here. That's pretty much what I want to talk about for BTC. I still think we're going to be seeing a capitulation down. I think 25,000 is going to be the top before we see a capitulation down. If we zoom in towards this closer time frame right here, what I'm kind of seeing here is a similar situation, but kind of in reverse. You can see how we had this consolidation, capitulation, consolidation, the big drop there, consolidation, drop here. I think it's kind of a bear market rally, and then we're going to be seeing, you know, we're going to shit the bed really, really hard, and a lot of people are going to get wrecked, and then that's going to officially bring in the bottom. I strongly believe anyways. So, and like I mentioned in past videos, if you look at the WTX on BTC, every time one of these green WTX signals have printed, it's been accurate except the most recent one. So that WTX is kind of debunked as well, but I'm still keeping a close eye on that to see if we have that hardcore crash and get that second buy signal on the WTX. That would solidify a bottom for me. Similar to this double top, I'm kind of expecting a double bottom on the WTX. It's kind of what I'm looking for. If we look at the MACD is still looking really good on BTC on the weekly time frame right now. We're still not back above zero. We're still in the negative, so we're still in bearish territory on the MACD until we get over zero, because we're currently at, what are we at right now? We're at negative 833. Is that right? Yeah, we're at negative 833, and we're not bullish until we get over the zero mark. You can see once we get over the zero mark right here, previous pass, that was the bull market top. So that's why people are calling that first hump on the double top for BTC. This is why it's the bull market top and not the second one. You can see how much larger it is in the previous second one. Similar in the past, you know, every time you're below it, you're bearish or in a bear market until we cross back above it right here. So that's kind of what I'm keeping my eyes on as well, is the week-long time frame, getting back into the bullish side of the MACD, because we're still riding in the bearish side of the MACD. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have on BTC. We can start getting into some technical analysis on some other time frames. Hope that didn't bore you guys too much. But as of right now, I'm really not looking to buy a lot of coins, especially with the recent pump that we have. I still have a little bit of dry powder sitting on the side, waiting to get put back in. And if I don't get the coins that I want, the prices that I'm looking for, I'll just hold it. I'll probably find some way to spend it in the bull run. But let's jump into Azero first. So Aleph Zero. So Aleph Zero is up 82% at $1.42. I think the last time I charted this, I was talking about it possibly going up to $1.50 and topping out there. We'll see if that's still accurate. I know we haven't hit it yet, but we're getting pretty close. See if my scribbles are still on here. Oh, my scribbles still aren't. Let me actually look at a different one real quick. Okay, so Aleph Zero right now has been making some massive moves. I'm not buying any more Aleph Zero unless it goes below $1. you can see we've been blowing by these resistance areas that we've had. We had a resistance area here at 133. We had a area here at 139, and you can see the next resistance area is pretty much at 150, 153. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here on LF0, is that $1.50 area. You can see we still are not overbought yet, even though we've been running up here. This is a very, very healthy chart. We've been consecutively making higher highs and higher lows. You can start seeing that we are starting to lose some fuel by how tight these moves are getting. They're not getting drug out. They're starting to be very, very tight, which means we're kind of running out of fuel and hitting some resistance area right here on LF0. So we aren't overbought on the RSI. We haven't gotten a sell signal on the WTX. MACD is still running bullish, but I'm still waiting for that hopeful drop back down to the main price volume area, which is sitting at 93 cents. And then I'll pick up some more there. But if it never comes back down there, so be it. I mean, I'm comfortable with the amount that I hold. Yeah, let me fix my fibs real quick. There we go. Yeah, so as of right now, we're actually above the 236 here on the larger fib channel, working our way up towards the zero. If we actually draw it the other way, let's see what's going on that way. Yeah, not a whole lot. So you can see right now we actually are above the 786 on LF0. Once we get to the 1, that is going to be pretty much our main test at that $1.50 area. If we break over 1 cent, the golden ratio is sitting up here at $2.36. That would be an absolute moonshot right there. I don't think it'd be a quick run up. If that did happen, there's obviously some support and resistance within this area. But as of right now, I think the main thing we need to focus on for LF0 is this $1.50. What I'm kind of seeing here is a pullback to the 786 at around 133, 130. And then making our last attempt at around $1.50 for LF0. You can see on the way back down, we do have some pretty good support. We have a double support at the 0.5 area at around $1.10. We got a double support at the 382 at around $1 even. And what I'm currently keeping an eye on is this area right here. This is where I'm going to be looking to buy if we head back down. But we still are not overbought. And that is the benefit of going up, stepping up instead of going to a straight moonshot. You can see we have this healthy growth of a coin, and we've went up exponentially, and we're still not in the overbought area yet compared to coins that go straight up like this. They're massively overbought and they come straight back down. This is how you want your coins to look, especially in a bull run. In a bull run, they'll just consecutively go up like that. But I think we're gonna be seeing $1.50 LF0 before we see a retracement. Short-term 1 hour time frame. Yeah, similar situation on the 1 hour time frame. We're actually above the support area at 140. Next stop's 150. So anyone on the live stream own any LF0? I know I've been shilling it for a while. LUNC up 15.8%. So LUNC right now, let's just take a look. We're on the 4 hour time frame. We're hitting a resistance area. If I just draw the line right here, you can see this was resistance in the past on November 2022. If I extend this a little bit further, you can see it was also a support area for us on September 2022. It was support area for us on November 2nd of 2022 as well. So this is kind of a important, I guess you can say, important resistance area. It's actually played pretty big in the past. So it held the support twice, acted as resistance once, currently testing it as resistance again. So if we go over this, we could possibly see a decent size move up. How high? Let's see. If we draw the massive fib right here, 382 would be at 21786. Next there's resistance area. Yeah, so right now indicators, I'd be focusing on overtaking this. What are we at? We're at 20167. Yeah, we need to overtake that 20167, the 20275. We still aren't overbought on the WTX. RSI, we did get a overbought signal. MACD, however, if we blow this up, the MACD is starting to roll over bearish. Let me actually blow this up a little bit larger. You can see the MACD starting to roll over bearish. We still are on the bullish side of the MACD, however, but I'd be keeping a close eye on a bearish crossover here if we continue to descend on the MACD. So if I had to guess on Luna, I would be expecting the 382 right here at around 2204, back testing this main support area at 204 and then working our way up to the 0.5. So I would expect another 9-10% to the upside, and then obviously a 9-10% back down to the main support area at around 200 even, and then getting a really nice bounce, like a 34% bounce after that point. Trying some different music tonight. Sounds like it sounds like bedroom music right here. I'm gonna change it. I guess we're just making love to the charts tonight, right? Okay, so I just went over LUNC. It doesn't look bad. We just have to overtake this main resistance area right here. If we don't overtake this resistance area, it's most likely going to pull back to the main volume area down here. But I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to overtake it right now. So you're in finance, YFI. I believe I did a video on that yesterday. Up 3.2. Yeah, I remember making this video. So if I go to I think I went to the 3-day chart here, and if I pull up, if I remove all the drawings, and if we actually draw, let's see, a time cycle here from the bottom here to the bottom right there, you can kind of see how it plays out right there. So these are the big bullish impulse move areas. This would be the bullish impulse move that we're kind of looking for right now. You can see we had this bullish impulse move off the rip, kind of followed the arch perfectly right there until we bottomed out right here. So it's kind of looking like the next top would be around that 3000 area. If I actually, yeah, this is on the 3-day chart. So you can see the main price volume is up at $33,000 right now, and you can see the top of the time cycle is actually around that area at around $52,000. So that's something I'd be keeping a close eye on here. I know there's not a whole lot of data on this yet because we're only going from the coin launch to the first initial bullish impulse. But for right now, I'd be keeping a close eye on this resistance area at around 9,400. And then you can see there's really no price volume in this general area. Last couple times that we've entered between the resistance of 21,094 and 9,071, we've had very, very quick moves to the downside, and you can see very, very quick movements to the upside, which is telling me there's not a lot of price volume there. So I'd expect a quick move to the upside from that point on. With that, though, we'll jump into a tighter time frame on it. We have the 2-day here, we have the 1-day here, and we'll actually start our analysis on the 1-hour time frame. So 1-hour time frame right now, we actually just flipped bullish on the MACD. RSI is actually pretty high. I mean, we're not overbought yet, but that's something to take into consideration. This is a normal area. We've been topping out on the WTX as well. If we just look at this general pattern that's been going on here since the beginning of January. We've been topping out at this general area. RSI, we've been barely going into the overbought territory before we've even seen some retracement. So short term right now, we could be seeing a slight pullback, but like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be bullish on it longer term. So if we actually draw a fib on this, hang on, I'll actually go from on the top right here, zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it, the people who are watching on their phone. You can see right now we're currently having some resistance at the 786 area. So the 786 area is a main resistance area within a Fibonacci, but I do think we are going to be overtaking the 786 area and heading up to this main resistance at around 8,035 to be exact. We really need to overtake this resistance area right here, because you can see we've tested it a couple times. We've tested it once, twice. This would be our third attempt. Normally things only happen in threes, just like in life. You know, everyone says things happen in threes. So then you would have a 1 top, 2 top, 3 top, and then everyone knows what comes after a 3 top, a drop top. So we really don't want that to happen right here. Unfortunately, the indicators are pretty high, and it would have been more beneficial. I think I was talking about on the video I made yesterday of pulling back down to this area at the 7,000 to allow these indicators to cool off before we made a run. But we got a little impatient here, and we're making our attempt at it right now. And I think this resistance area is going to give us hell once we get there. So unfortunately, I don't see a large bullish movement for the time being. You can see we still are, if we look at the larger waves going on here, we have a higher high here, higher high here, higher high here, but they're starting to slope off like this and roll over. So what I'm currently seeing here is we're gonna be having a difficult time getting over that resistance. So I'd be keeping an eye on approximately a push up to that push up to around that $8,035 area, and then coming back down to this main price volume area around 7,802, and then we'd have to assess the situation at that time. It's just a little too overbought right now to see a movement to the upside after we overtake this resistance area. So I'm going to have to be slightly bullish on it up to 8,035, and then a pull back down to around 7,800. Longer term though, I think we're going to be super bullish, but short term right now, this is kind of what I'm seeing. $40.60. I'm looking at 40,000-60,000 coin on YFI. It says Road Dog Crypto. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was looking at too on the. Yeah, that's 25 there. That's 40 there. So if this is the start of the bullish impulse, that could definitely be true. So have the bearish impulse, that bullish impulse would bring us up to around that $46,000 area, this resistance, main resistance area. But I'm not showing that until the end of the year. It looks like October, around $34,000 possibly. And that's where the main price volume area is at. So if we stay within this time cycle, $32,000 by July, August. So VXV, you're asking for VXV. So we'll look at VXV. So VXV is up 12.1 at 60 cents. I was talking about, remember last live stream, I was talking about looking at getting into an AI coin. I still haven't gotten into any AI coins, and I'm not going to buy, obviously not going to buy green candles. So this run, I'm kind of waiting to see what comes of it. But I'm not going to be buying green candles. I'm still looking to get into AI coins, and I was looking at getting into vector space AI, not because of the utility and stuff like that, just due to the coin setup. There's only a market cap of 23 million, which is stupid low. A 10x from here is only 230 million, which is peanuts in, you know, the crypto world. And on top of that, the circulating supply is only 37 million. That is nothing, with a total supply of 50 million. Now, The max supply, I've done a little bit of research on it and I found different things. People are saying the max supply is 50 million. I've heard some say it was 100 million. So I really don't know the true max supply on VXV. And that's something you really want to know if you're a long-term investor, because total supply and max supply are different. But as of right now, there's only 37 million coins in circulation. So 37 million coins with the market cap of only 23 million, that caught my attention right there. And it being an AI coin, and AI is pretty hot right now. And I think AI is going to continue to get hotter in the crypto space. And who knows, that could be the next meme coins of the next bull run. Not meme coins as in shit coins. Remember how last bull run we had meme coins were the big thing? Who knows, maybe AI coins are going to be the big thing this next bull run. I know it's starting to get popular with that. I don't know what that new thing's called. The new AI thing that's all over the TV now that can write your, not crypto related, but it can write like a 5-page essay and click of a button or something like that. People are starting to get interested in AI. Well, since I'm done with my rant now, we can finally look at VXV. So VXV 3-day time frame. I actually want to see if I can find a larger, more data real quick. So VXV AI, yeah, I'm not finding a whole lot of chart data. Okay, we got a little bit of chart data right here. So we got a little bit of chart data. This looks very similar to the previous coin I charted in chart data. And if we do the time cycle once again, kind of a new thing that I'm kind of working into my TAs. So if we go by the bullish impulse, that would be right here on January 4th. If you zoom in a little bit closer, you can see how this initially started off. And we had the bottom right here, that bullish impulse started taking us up. But unfortunately, this is a little bit different because we kind of rolled over a little early there. We rolled over at around 5 cents. So if that continues up through there, that, oh, that not 5 cents. This is wrapped ether. That's probably why. So yeah, similar situation. So we'll just get into the dollar chart of VXV. Don't worry about the time indicator. So VXV right now, we definitely had a reversal. You can see we're pretty much shit in the bed since we were on KuCoin. We started out at 1370 and just went straight down the shitter. If we draw this trend line right here, you can officially see that yes, we have broken out of it. We actually broke out of it. I'll go a little bit closer. We broke out of it right here on December 9th, and you can see we back tested that downtrend as support. So that's how you know it's a confirmed breakout. When you have a trend line like this and you see a breakout, you have to wait for the confirmation. The confirmation is most time, like 99% of the time, it's going to come back and test that downtrend or uptrend as a support or resistance level. And once that area holds, that is a confirmation of a breakout. So you can see we went up, we broke out, we came back, tested it as support. The support held. So VXV is finally in a breakout since November 2021, over a year. So unfortunately, the low might be in for VXV. 22 cents might have been the lowest. But let's get into some TA now. So TA right now looks like we had a difficult time getting over the support at 60 cents. We are officially we are technically testing the support right now with this current candle. Indicators are looking really good. I mean, the WTX is over 0, RSI is above 50. You can see in the past, we really haven't been doing much on the RSI, just kind of consolidating sideways. And you can see that within the price of VXV has pretty much been consolidating sideways as well. I remember I was calling a initial bullish pennant on this because it definitely looked like a bullish pennant last couple times I charted it, and obviously that wasn't the play there because we shit the bed and went down to 45 cents before we had this additional run up right here. So as of right now, VXV, we can kind of do this right now. And if we just make this bullish pennant a little bit bigger, you know, move the goalpost a little bit, you can see we actually just broke out of that bullish pennant. So you have the pull, you have the pennant, we have the breakout right here. And like I've said several times, the breakout of a bullish pennant, it usually goes the size of the first wave within that pennant. So if we just copy this wave right here, bottom to top, actually extend it to the bottom and place it on top of that breakout, that would bring VXV up to around 98 to $1. And you know, the dollar is a very psychological resistance area, going from 2 digits to 3 digits and just a nice round number. So that's something I'd be keeping a close eye on as well. Looks like VXV wants to head to $1 if this is an official breakout of the bullish pennant. So similar to like I just said of the confirmed breakout, what we have to see here is a confirmed breakout as well. Yes, we do have a support here at 60 cents, but I still haven't, this still to me isn't a confirmed breakout. If we see a bounce off the support and start heading up, then that would be a confirmed breakout in my personal opinion. If we come back down here and test this as support and work our way up, that would be a test as well. We did technically, we did do that with this wick right here. We did wick down, test it as resistance. So if you want to say that was the test and it's a confirmed breakout, you could definitely say that, because this would be a good time to get in at 60 cents if you think it's going up to that $1, like I was saying. So without drawing any fibs or anything, VXV, I'm going to be calling $1. I'm going to have to call $1. If we actually go from the top to the bottom right here, that golden ratio is sitting at around 94 cents. That golden ratio of the 1618. So just to repeat what I did at the beginning. Breakout right there. We have the official breakout right here, and look at that. It goes right up to the 1618, actually a little bit above to that 98 cents area. So yeah, I'm thinking $1 VXV is coming here pretty soon, guys. It's looking really, really good. Breaking out of a bullish pennant like this. I'm going to leave that there. That was VXV. What else do we got? Look through all the chats. We did LUNC, we did YFI, we did VXV, we did Azaro. Waiting for Aptos to take off. I believe you're right. One last drop for BTC to 14K. Quick. Wick me late February, early March. Waiting for Aptos to take off. I was actually looking to get, well, this was a while ago. I was looking to get into Aptos, but I just don't like how it was launched. I don't like the people back behind it. It's just too centralized in my personal opinion. But people are saying it's gonna be the next Solana. Man, that chart looks nice. Main price volume is still all the way down at 371. So with that, take that into consideration. You can see there's a ton of price gaps on Aptos on the 4-hour chart. So that's one of the main reasons that we shot up so fast. There's just no volume there. That's similar to the sayings of don't long or short on a Sunday. You know, there's no volume on a Sunday. Everyone's just the end of the week and stuff like that. So that's why we normally see some bullish action on the weekends, because there's not a whole lot of volume coming in compared to the week. And Aptos right now is kind of looking like it's being hoisted up on a glass stool, if that makes sense. Just very, very thin, very, very fragile. So just as quick as it came up, it could go back down, especially if it hits these price gaps. I wouldn't be messing around with it right now. So let's just do some TA on it. So first thing, red flag is main price volume is all the way down here at 375. Even though we shot way up to $20, the main price volume hasn't moved up at all. So that's saying most of the buying power happened at 375 compared to this run up right here. So more people bought at 375 than they have this entire run up right here. That's why the main price volume is at 375 right now. So that's just saying all this price volume right here still isn't equivalent to the amount at $3.75. So to me, that's kind of a red flag. So if we go top to bottom, fib extension. So what I'm kind of looking for here is, you can see we're definitely having a tough time getting over $20. $20 is a psychological number, just like any round number is, you know, $1, $2, $3, etc., etc. You can see we've wicked up there. We've tested it a couple times, and we actually officially put in our first lower high on this step up pattern that we were on. You can see this is pretty much the definition of a step up pattern. You have the run up, sideways consolidation, run up, sideways consolidation, run up, sideways consolidation, run up, sideways consolidation. And usually step up patterns only happen in 4s or 5s. I've rarely seen a step up pattern go beyond 5. And you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. So we're on the 4th step. We have the 1 step up, 2 step up, 3 step up, 4 step up. And majority of the time they're only 4. Occasionally they're 5. I've rarely seen a 6. So right now I'm kind of thinking that we've kind of topped out on Aptos. And with this low price volume, you can see how huge these price volume gaps are. If we start falling in those, man, we're going to start seeing some very, very quick retracements on Aptos. Like I said, this down here, oops, I don't want that. This right here is acting as a magnet right now, the main price volume. It's crazy that it hasn't moved up. That's a 77% difference between the main price volume and the current price. Maybe I'll short this thing. Kind of calling for it. Okay, so now that we got our fibs drawn right here, what I'm kind of seeing is the first drops will be back down to this main support area, which you kind of see we kind of did test on the 1st of February. We're currently consolidating a little bit sideways. The indicators are cooling back down. So can we technically still have one more step up? Yes, we can. If the indicators were all massively overbought right now, I'd be like, man, this is definitely the top step right here. We're going to be crashing back down, blah, 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 blah. But indicators aren't looking bad. The WTX is below 0. RSI is sitting at 50. MACD is, let's see, it's starting to roll over slightly bullish, but it's really not doing much. You can see it's still just consolidating sideways as well. So what I'd be keeping a close eye on for Aptos, I think I said Azro early on, but we're on Aptos, is this main support area at around 1525 for a test up. If we break below the support at 1525, then I would put my head between my legs and pray, unless you're shorting it, because then we're going to start seeing some quick drops back down to around $9 or $10 area at the 382. You can see this is a very, very large price gap here. As soon as we hit that price gap on the way back up, look what happened. It was all green candles. Step, yes. 5 steps aren't very likely. 6 steps are more rare. 4 steps is normally the pattern. So what I'm going to be looking for is this main support right here. If we overtake this resistance area at 1950, then yeah, we're probably going to put a 5th step in, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Aptos is going to be seeing a retracement down to around 13 and then coming down to 99, $10 area, and then we'll just assess it at that time. So I'm still practicing on using this time cycle. I read up quite a bit on it, so I'm going to be trying to use. So where are we at now? Inverse finance. Okay, let's get into inverse finance. Inverse finance down 1.8, $69 even. Infinite max supply, circulating supply of only 239,000. Super small market cap, so this bad boy can run next bull run. All-time high was 2,075 2 years ago, so it did not reach an all-time high last bull run. Kind of a red flag there. Definitely do your research and try to figure out why, because usually coins like this make all-time highs in the bull run. All-time low was 1 month ago at $33. If you would have bought this coin 1 month ago, you'd currently be up 105% on your investment. So inverse finance, let's just kind of take a look at what this thing's been doing. Pretty much been shit in the bed for a while now. January 2022. It definitely looks like we finally had a breakout though. Let's actually test this out. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Broke out of the downtrend, so that's good. Go to the 4 hour. You can see main price volume is down here at 38.96. We're currently consolidating between the main resistance at $80 and $64. Similar to VXV. It's kind of looking like a bullish pennant to me. So that's something I had to keep a close eye on with the bullish pennant, because if this was the first impulse right there, we trace it out, and if this is the breakout point, that would be bringing us up to around $100. That's kind of what I'd be looking for, is $100. And if we actually, oh shit, wrong way. So if we go from that all-time high to our current price right here, zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. So we had inverse finance. You can see from that high of 89 to the current price of 68. And if we have that breakout, that golden ratio of the 1618 is sitting at around $100. So it's kind of looking like that breakout for inverse finance is going to be happening pretty soon. What is this, the 4-hour chart? So 4, 8, 12. In the next 12 hours or so, I'd have to say, or it could be the next 4. But remember, we have to break out, back test it as support, and then continue up here. But I want to be bullish on inverse finance. I think we're going to be seeing $100 here, either this weekend or the end of the week, or this weekend or the beginning of the week. From here to there, that's currently a 45% run up. So yeah, I think this thing's going to be doing a 45% run up here in the next couple of days. But take that with a grain of salt, because I thought that VXV had a bullish pennant before it had a continuation. So, you know, if we do happen to break to the downside right here, I'd be keeping an eye on the support around 65, because we could break to the downside and still, you know, consolidate like that. And then you just have to move the goalpost a little bit. But as of right now, everything looks valid for a breakout. I mean, even the golden ratio is playing out of the 1618. So yeah, I'd be keeping an eye on $100. I think we're gonna be touching it here in the next couple days. Slow jam, baby. ENS, please. So Ethereum name service, I actually have been thinking about getting Ethereum name service. I know they have the NFTs and everything like that. This is great. The main price volume area is way up high. So $16. That means most of the prices, most of the price that people have been buying at is at that $16 range rather than down here. So that is first thing I saw was bullish right there. Indicators, WTX just bounced off 0. RSI is pretty neutral at 52. MACD is about ready to flip bullish. As we can see here, if I blow it up for you guys a little bit, we actually did flip bullish right now. So we just had that bullish crossover on the MACD. So that's, yeah, that's bullish. I actually think you can draw trend lines on this as well. So if that plays out, similar thing, I'd expect the MACD to go up to around 18, 19, and then work its way back down. So ENJ, fib extension set. We'll actually go from fib extension from that top to this impulse right here. This is looking actually really, really good. So we have the 1 right here at 17.19. If we break above the 1, it looks like we're gonna be running up to $20. If we break above, I'd say, what is this? 1750. If we break above 1750, I think we have a good chance at hitting 20 bucks. If we draw a ray, we're going to add some resistance areas, because I can definitely see, oh shit, I can definitely see some resistance areas right here. Mainly right there. You can see in the past, this was a very, very heavy resistance for ENS at around that $18.50 area. We tested it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and then shit the bed hard on November 9th. So yeah, I think that is the area that we're going to be focusing on for ENS. I think that we're going to be actually seeing it too. I think we're going to be seeing that movement up to around $18.50 for ENS Indicators are looking good. Kind of have a bullish divergence from the MACD and the movement. Oh, yeah, ENS up to 1850, guys. 9.5% move to the upside. We've been consecutively putting in higher highs and higher lows, and I think I see something here that actually might confirm it a little bit. Hang on. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm just seeing stuff, I guess. Yeah, I just got it. Yeah, so 1850 for ENS. Thoughts on FET? I will check out FGT. Let's check out FET. The FET, I definitely want to get an FET because, like I said earlier, I'm looking to get into AI, but I just don't like. I mean, majority of the coins are in circulation, which is great. Market cap's only 330 million, but at 1.5 billion max supply. I just don't want to pick it up at this price because I don't want to buy green candles. That is the easiest way to get wrecked, is to buy green candles. But we're up 14.6. So FET, I remember talking about this in the channel that we're currently in right now. I'm going to delete these fibs real quick so we just have the channel drawn. So yeah, I had this channel drawn a while back last time I charted it. We're still within the channel. You can see we did briefly break out of it. And like I said, it's not a confirmed breakout until you come back and test it. And you see we broke out, went back to test it, and the resistance did not hold, in which case we went back into the channel. Currently wicked up to the top of it around 33. And since we recently got a top, I think the next case is going to be dropping down to around 27 cents. And who knows, that might be where I get in. I'm actually tired of waiting, sitting on the sidelines. So you can definitely see the pattern going on here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So yeah, I think we're going to start seeing a retracement right here. MACD's rolling over bearish. We're pretty high in the RSI and the MACD. If we draw bottom to top right here, this actually sits right on the 786 area at around 28 cents. 618 area is also going to be a heavy support at the 28. We do have a double support at the 382 as well at 30, but I don't think 30 is going to hold. So yeah, I think I might just bite the bullet and try to get in at around 27 or even, or yeah, 27 cents. So what I'm going to keep a close eye on is this downtrend right here. Once we get to the 786, if we start breaking below the 618, then I'm going to put my buying order at 25 cents. But I think it's time for me to get into an AI token, and I've been really looking at FET. So I think I might actually put in at 27 at the 786. And I just hate, I don't know, I just hate buying green candles. And you can see we definitely had this run up from December, back when we were at 6 cents. This makes me want to wait for that next large Bitcoin correction. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. So another red flag for me is you can see the main price volume is down here at 15 cents. So maybe I will just hold out. If the main price was up here at around that 25 cents area, I'd be more apt to jump in. But now that I see that the main price volume is down at 15 cents, I think I'm going to wait for a better price than 27 cents. But in the short term right now for FET, I'm expecting to pull back to around 28. So 15 cents. I'm not saying we're going down to 15 cents. I'm saying that's where trading crypto becomes a buyer. Right there. We can see where the volume is on the 1 hour chart. Obviously, a 1 hour chart is a lot tighter time frame, so the price volume is going to be more recent to where the price was. We actually just got a buy signal on the 1 hour. You can see we got a buy signal. RSI actually tanked down. We actually got a buy signal on the RSI. MACD is about ready to flip. I think it says bullish. I don't know why it's so small. That's why I'm starting to blow it up on the screen so you guys can see it better. Yeah, we actually just flipped bullish on the MACD too. The MACD is in the on the bearish side of the MACD area, which means you're more tend to bounce around in the bearishness, or the bullish movements tend to be weaker. As you can see, when you're on the bullish side of the MACD on this side right here, you get a lot more bullishness on the MACD than bearishness. So that's why it's bearish bullish. I'm too greedy. I was like 23 cents was too much. Actually, if you want to be super greedy, go by the day chart. The day chart's price volume is at 8 cents. Oh, but the day chart, the MACD's about ready to flip bullish. The indicators are too high. Actually, let me actually look at something real quick. I'm gonna mess around with those dang time cycles once again. So we had this bullish impulse here to the bullish impulse here. Oh, that's not looking good. That would indicate a move up to $1.39. So I'm gonna pretend that I don't know how to use this indicator.
You're watching the Weather Channel, your most accurate and dependable source of weather.
I gave up 8 cents when YouTube hype is up. Picked it up. Okay, now we're on to something here. You see each one of these troughs, we had a bearish movement here. I'll actually drop this down real quick. We're on to something. Let's see if it's accurate. This will help us see what a good buying opportunity will be and possibly when. So you can see there's a bearish movement in that trough. Here, there was a bearish movement in this trough. Here, there was a bearish movement in this trough. We had a bearish movement in this trough. Pretty close to the trough. Bearish movement in that trough. So if this is true, it's saying that around April, unfortunately, was where we would have to wait to see another severely bearish movement on FET. So this line right here. Man, I need to control that dang stream element bot. Usually, it's like either it doesn't post or it just absolutely spams the chat. But yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on FET. That's pretty much what I wanted to get at there. Broke out of that downtrend right here. Gonna lose that sticky note before then. Me too. My dry powder will most likely be gone by then. But like I said, I'm just learning how to use this timestamp indicator, so who knows if that's even valid or not. So we had FET, now we're gonna look at XRP. XRP down 0.2 at 41. So XRP chart, 3-day, long-term time frame. So right now we're actually sitting at the main price volume area on the 4-hour chart. WTX is neutral at 0. RSI is pretty high. I mean, not too high, but we're pretty high. MACD is actually, MACD just flipped bearish. You can see we had this slight bearish crossover right here on the MACD. So that's something to take into consideration. We really don't want to drop on this side of the MACD, because the longer you're on this side of the MACD, the more choppiness we get. But short term, bottom of the top, we actually just bounced off the 618, trying to overtake the 786 area. We just flipped bearish on the MACD. If we go off the short run here from the 30th, we have been putting in higher highs and higher lows. If we actually extend this down to the next leg down, which is right here, you can see we actually just bounced off the 786 area. So what I'm kind of expecting here is a slight pullback due to the indicators showing that we're kind of high. And that initial pullback would most likely bring you down to this double support area at around 40 cents. That is the 618 main support area right here. And then we could probably have our leg up from that. So you can see we have our run up, drop down, run up, drop down, run up. So it's kind of looking like there's a pattern going on there. So I'd be keeping an eye at around 40 cents for XRP. On the 1 hour time frame, and you see how the MACD does that? I don't know why it does that, but the MACD is about ready to flip bearish as well. On the 1 hour, you can see we're starting to roll over bearish. We're still on the bearish side of the MACD as well, so I'd be expecting this crossover to happen and the bearish movement to pull us down to the 786 area at around 40 cents for XRP. So I think we're gonna be seeing, well, I mean, we are at 40 cents now, but I'm saying like 40.14. So pretty much a whole cent down from where we're at. So we're at 40.9 right now. That's not honestly, that's only 2%. That's really not that big of a deal. Bro, you see that small cap gem value finance VFT? It looks to be a god of gems with just... Nah, I'll show you a god of gems. And I've been sharing this god of gems for a while. Right here. This is the god of gems. So it's on KuCoin, only has 30 million circulating supply, only has a $599,000 market cap. The all-time high on this bad boy was 50 cents, 52 cents about last bull run. All-time low was 2 months ago at 0.06. We're already up 188%. I have a decent sized bag of this, but I only use my fund money on it because it's extremely risky. But this here is a true gem, because a 10x from here only brings you to $5.9 million market cap, which is nothing. 100x from there, I think 100x from there would be $500 million, $599 million. To bring this up to $1, or no, it'd be $50 million. And I think this thing could easily go to $1 in the bull run. This is actually AI. This is AI NFT market space. I don't know if it explains what it is here, but let's see. Token holders trade. Yeah, definitely looking to Haka. It's AI NFT lending market space. I think this is the hidden gem. Definitely a high risk play though, but no risk, no reward, right? So we're looking at the XRP chart. Yeah, XRP is pulling back to around the low 40s. I would expect to see like 40 cents even. So let's get back into where were we at? We said 15 cents. We did XRP. We did FET. Why is Shiba taking off? Is Shiba taking off? Oh, that's shit back Shiba. Shiba up 15.3. If Shiba's taking off, that means all the dog coins are taking off as well. So Shiba's up 15.3. Probably means Doge is up. Doge isn't up where shit. Doge is only up 2.4. Floki's been running lately. I know we're only up 5.3%, but Floki has been moving. Just so many dog coins. Damn, that's a really nice candle right there. 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour time frame looks even better. Looks very, very similar to this. So the people who have been on my channel for a while, you probably know what I'm about ready to say about quick run-ups like this. So normally when you have a quick run-up like this, it retraces back down to the 50% area of that pump. We just have to keep an eye for that first red signal on Shiba. I don't know anywhere they can long or short Shiba, but there's probably is a spot. You can see on the 1 hour time frame, this current candle has 26 minutes to start or to grow, and you can see in this hour we really haven't been growing much more on Shiba, right? Where we kind of have like this star candle right here, which is showing that there's equal selling pressure as there is buying pressure. And as you can see, there's actually more selling pressure going on with this current candle right now. So what I'm kind of expecting this to do is to see that pullback back down to the 50% area or lower, back down to this main support area 128. Yes, we had a nice run up, but similar to this situation, you see how we had the run up and then we had that quick drop back down almost to the 50% area. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. So this is not financial advice, but if you have the opportunity to short Shiba, that probably wouldn't be a bad play right now. Like right now. Yeah, first drop will bring us to the 618 at 1370. Inevitably, we'll go down to the 0.5 area, and then we'll have to assess the situation. Last time this happened, let me actually assess this last time that we had this pump, which was right here. So you can kind of see what I was talking about with like that green candle, that like Morningstar candle where you have the wick body. That is technically a trend reversing candle. And that's currently what's going on with SHIB, but we're gonna do this and see how it compares as well. So bottom of the top right there, you can see similar to like I'm calling right now, this had that retracement down to the 618, tested the 786, and then shit the bed down to the 382. So if we go back to where we are now, what I called is retracement down to the 618 followed by the 0.5. But if it repeats the same thing that it did last time, which history never repeats, but it rhymes, we're just seeing a bounce like this. Hey, look at that candle flipped red. Let me know if anyone gets in on a short on Shiba right now. I want you guys to keep me updated because I'm not going to get in a short because I'm doing the live stream. But hang on. Let me actually look on MEXC real quick. I'm going to enter into a short if it's on there. Oh yeah, SHIB's on there. I'm shorting SHIB. Hang on. Give me a second, guys. I got to get this set up. Okay, so I have an active short placed on, hang on one sec. Yep, there we go. Active short placed on Shiba. So we'll see how that plays out. I strongly believe this is going to see a retracement. Shorted on MEXC. So I'm only going to do, I suggest if you've never really shorted before to start with a small percentage. I'm doing it on 15x. How do I show? Oh. Okay, so short's active. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord on how that Shiba short goes. I could absolutely be wrong, but it's looking like it's going to be retracing back down to the 618. Thanks for calling out Shiba, whoever said that in the Discord. I'm glad we looked at it. I'm just hoping we don't have a secondary rally on up to the 1618. So either Shiba's going to be retracing, or we're going to be seeing a run up to the 1618, and that would actually bring another 15% to it, which is the 30% on Shiba. Hopefully that's not the case. You can see generally this has been a resistance area for Shiba in the past at this 1503. The last time I tested it was October 2022. And after we tested in October 2022, we absolutely crapped the bed. So you're shorting it. Are we hoping it will go up then? If I'm shorting it, I'm hoping it goes down. MEXC, I love MEXC. MEXC is pretty much the main exchange I use. So I use Coinbase to get my fiat into crypto, and then I send my crypto over to the MEXC and pretty much do all my trading on there. Pretty much all my coins, actually all my coins except Aleph Zero are stored on my cold wallet. So I really like MEXC because of the variety of coins, but Aleph Zero doesn't have a cold storage yet. It's its own blockchain. They've applied for cold storage with Ledger, and that's still being worked on. And I want to look a little bit deeper into this since I'm now shorting it. That was a 20% run up there. This is a 16, this is an 18% run up here. But if we look in the past, so this was 20, this is an 18%. When's the last time we had a 20 or 18% run up on this coin? Right here back in 2022, maybe? Yeah, that was a 20% in 2022. And each one of these, as you can see, is followed by a correction. So I'm kind of feeling good that I'm into the short now, because you can see we really haven't had anything over 20% that hasn't had a correction. Every time we've gone up 20%, we've had a decent sized correction on Shiba. So I'm really not seeing any reason to be too concerned about this short right now. Right here, this is approximately 9%. We had that retracement. From here to here, it was 10%. We had a retracement. Here to here, that was 13%. We had a retracement. Here to here, that was 19%. We had the big retracement. And now we're on to probably the second biggest one since 2022. So feeling good about that short. I'll keep you updated in the Discord. So let's get back into some TA. Where we at? Did I miss the BTC TA? Yeah, I did a BTC TA at the beginning of the live stream. I actually went pretty in depth. I actually pulled up the DXY. I pulled up my Hopium chart, my BTC Hopium chart, and then I tried to debunk the Hopium chart. But so far, the 4-year cycle and that Elliott wave chart of the 161K BTC in 2023, they're both valid right now. I know the $161,000 BTC sounds absolutely insane. It sounds insane when I say it, because I'm definitely not hardcore moon boy or anything like that, but the TA shows that it is possible. And there's a video that I posted in my Discord that actually goes more in depth on the $161,000 Bitcoin, like actual in depth, because I'm not that efficient with Elliott waves. But let me actually see if I can pull it up. I'm not going to play it on here because that would obviously be copyright. But I would like This is it right here. So it's from Coin Chartist, projected a 161 Bitcoin cycle peak. He goes in depth and he backs up his data very, very strongly. So make sure you guys check out that video. I don't know that guy at all. That's actually the only video on that channel right there. Who knows, maybe he's from the future and dropped that video on YouTube, hoping that some people will see it and listen to him. But yeah, that chart is actually still valid unless we fall below 13.9. Yeah, 13.9. And the 4-year cycle is obviously still valid because it's been less than 4 years. Shibbing the bed. Arc block the king, bro. Yeah, arc block is absolutely tanking. You want to know, this is kind of my idea about arc block right now. So yeah, it's shit in the bed. And yeah, I had that play on it. I got wrecked. It is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, this is going to absolute zero. This is done, over. For arc block alliance block. Whoops, I'm totally thinking about a different thing, but I'm going to rant about alliance block real quick. So alliance block, my mindset going into this is, so they took that snapshot, correct, and they're going to airdrop those coins to the holders prior to the hack. So how many of those holders do you think are still feeling bullish on the project since this happened? What do you think they're going to do when that new coin gets airdropped to them? I feel like a majority of them, or a chunk of them, are going to be pissed and not believe in the project anymore and sell. And as soon as that new airdrop coin comes out, I think it's going to start going straight down. And then I think once it gets down low enough, it's going to have a very, very nice V-shaped bottom. And you buy that bottom, and I think we'll see a nice run up from there. So once the new token for ALBT drops, I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on the price action from that, because I think the people who get airdropped and don't believe in the project anymore are going to sell immediately, which means the price is just going to absolutely tank, because it's not a brand new coin. It's pretty much the same coin. It's going to be at the same price and everything like that. But I think the people who don't believe in the project anymore are going to sell, which will be taking the price. And then we're gonna get those buyers come in, and it's gonna be a very, very nice V-shaped bottom. So once they launch that coin, or if they give a date out, I'm gonna be trying to get there right when that coin gets launched on some exchanges, to keep an eye on that retracement, try to catch that V bottom. ALBTs are arc block. Arc block ABT 1,560. Whoa, this is great. Market cap of only 14 million, 98 million circulating supply, 186 million total supply. All-time high of 165. See, this is the red flag for me. It hasn't hit, it didn't hit all-time last bull run. Like, why is it 5 years ago? So you had initially come out, had the big pump and dump, and then has been putting in consecutive lower highs since. So that's something to take into consideration there. It's not making new all-time highs in bull runs. And all-time lows 3 years ago at 4 cents. Bitget, Coinbase. Ugh. Pretty psyched that I got in the SHIB short. This is why I like doing live streams. We all get to get together, look at coins. You know, I get to look at coins that I don't normally think about or don't normally look at, and that's how we find the gems. And that's how we find good shorts and long entries. I think I actually got in at a pretty decent time on that short. So ABT right now, actually broke out of this downtrend right here. Sounds like a Mario song. Like I feel like I should just be jumping down pipes and eating giant red mushrooms. Okay, so we actually broke out of this right now, which is really bullish because we've pretty much been heading down the entire year of 2023. Beautiful run up right here, man. I mean, if you were able to catch that bottom on January 25th, that was a 72% run up. We have been in a very, very gradual uptrend, and you can see what normally happens. And this is pretty much the same mindset that I'm using for my Shiba short, is when you have large run-ups like this, you normally retrace back down to the 50% area of that pump. And I've gone over that over and over and over and over in my live streams, and it's a really good way to long and short coins. Definitely short coins. It's just you have to try to make sure that the top ASM has been won. So if I actually draw a fib on this, look, so the 0.5 is right here where we're currently at. We went down to the 382, so we're exactly at the halfway point of this initial run up right now. Indicators are looking juiced up though. RSI super low, WTX pretty much touched the green area. MACD just flipped bullish, so it's looking like we're looking for that second wave up for ARC block right now. I would be looking for our first move up to the 618 here at around 1614. If we break over 16, next stop's gonna be the 786 at around 17-18 cents. We'll most likely back testing and then working our way up to around 20 cents. And you can see if I just draw a general trend line right here, if we just act like this is going to be the start of a channel, that channel, or yeah, so that channel kind of shows around February 5th, 6th that we'd be around 20 cents if we followed this channel indicator, not indicator, just the channel itself. If it is a channel, I mean, it's not technically a channel yet, but this is kind of what I'm seeing. And then if you break above the 1, that's where you get your moonshot up to around 28 cents, 25, 28 cents. If you break above 20, you'll get another one of these if you break above 20. Our block is 3.0 blockchain dApps. Very bullish. ASM has been one I've been following. So ASM, I looked into ASM last 2021 in April. I got into ASM and I 2x'd my money on it. I did research on what it actually was, and I was not intrigued by it. I was doing it as a quick flip. You could definitely look into ASM if it's the same Assemble protocol, if that's the one that you're talking about. There was just a hack on ORN. Is there a hack on ORN? Hey, if there really was just a hack on ORN, then you should short it. Hang on. I gotta check Twitter real quick, see if that's true. Huh. Where are you seeing that at? Oh, right here. There's a hack on ORN due to a lack of re-login protection, the loss of 3 million. Our security team is monitoring. Oh, I'll actually pull it over so you guys can see it. So yeah, so right here, hack on ORN protocol. No Binance users' assets were affected. Okay, so it wasn't that bad. Oh, CZ. Astro Elon, aka Elon 1. I've been hearing a lot about Astro Elon. Astro Elon, the next shit coin that goes to the moon. 24-hour trading value is only $4,000. Yeah, I won't be able to chart this. It won't be on TradingView, and I don't have my DEX charter up yet. Yeah, there's just not enough data to go off of. Yep, can't find a chart on it. Sorry, dude. Can someone please explain how SHIB losing value is good? Like, how is it making money if it's losing value? From shorting it, I mean. So shorting and long is you're betting against the market. So you have people who bet long, you have people who bet short. So the people who bet long get liquidated at a certain price. The people who bet short get liquidated at a certain price. And as people get liquidated, that fund goes towards longs and shorts. It's pretty much like borrowing. So that's the easiest way to explain it. One sec, let me. So pretty much, okay, I'm looking for like the official definition for you right here. So short sellers are wagering that the stock they are short selling will drop in price. If the stock does drop after selling, the short seller buys it back at the lower price and returns it to the lender. The difference between the sell price and the buy price is the short seller's profit. So what are we looking at? PRQ. Paris Q, ParaQ, Paris CQ, Paris IQ. Up 8.2% at 13 cents, 310 million max, 177 million in circulation, small market cap of 23 million. All-time high of 262 2 years ago, all-time lows also 2 years ago. Currently available on the following exchanges down here. Gate.io, it's also available on Coinbase. Oh, I've charted this before. Looks like last time I charted it was January 13th. I was expecting a pullback to the 618, and did it hit that 618 pullback that I predicted? I can't really see if it wicked down there or not. Not quite. Close doesn't count. Close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and cow manure fights. But it did hit it eventually. So similar to like I mentioned about the Shiba and the other coins, you can see that theory is still accurate. You have the large run up, it retraces back down to the 50% area of that run up. And that's currently my play on Shiba right now. And like I said, this happens pretty much every damn time. Similar to right here, you can see how we had that run up, large run up here, retrace back down to the 50% area, consolidated, and then it went on its way from there. So similar situation. We're at that 50% area. If I draw a fib from bottom to top, we're actually at the 382. So right now indicators are actually looking okay. I mean, the WTX is looking good, RSI is looking good, MACD is looking kind of bad. But you can see the MACD is starting to roll over bearish, and we're starting to get into some very tight movement on the MACD. So we're not getting very, very large moves on the MACD, which means we're getting near a peak of a triangle. And if we just look at the charts, that is actually true. You can see we're starting to get close to this peak of the triangle. We actually broke out of this triangle. It looks like we're back testing it as support. Yeah, so this is actually looking good. It looks like we might have a confirmed breakout here. We had the big run up, 50% correction. We were in this pennant type situation. We came out, we back tested it right here. We came out and back tested it right here as support. It held, so we're starting our next leg up. So PRQ right now, if we go by the initial first run up and we just do a straight copy paste, extend it to the top, bottom of that, bring it on out, call this the breakout point. That's bringing us up to approximately around 19 to 20 cents. But I still would be keeping an eye on this one area. But like I said, if we see that breakout, it's normally the same length as the first wave within that pennant pattern. Depending on if you want to call that the first wave or this the first wave right here, bottom to top, bring it over to the breakout point, back test, work our way up. Yeah, 19.8, 20 cents. So I'd be expecting a 20 cents PRQ here pretty soon. And that is the 1618. If I actually, yeah, let me adjust this real quick. We have the 1618, we have the 2618. I need the 2618. What I need is a 1236. Hey, look at that. I knew it. Yeah, so it's going to go up to the 1236. And that's what happens when you use fibs on every freaking chart. You just get the general idea where the fib levels are. So yeah, I'd be expecting to move up to the 1236 at around 20 cents. 19.75, 20 cents for PRQ. Would you mind taking a look at OP? I don't mind one bit. I got all night. Well, it's 9:02 p.m. here. My bedtime's 9 o'clock, but I'm staying up late. It's a party night. I gotta keep my eye on that SHIB short. So optimism up 9.2 at 308. So this is the thing about optimism. It's definitely wouldn't be a long-term hold in my personal opinion. And I'll tell you why. The max supply is 4.2 billion. And obviously as coins mature, there's more coins that get put out in circulation. There's only 214 million coins in circulation at this point. So they can put approximately over 4 billion, like 4 billion some odd million coins in circulation still. So for a long-term hold standpoint, I wouldn't be holding this long term. That's not financial advice, that's my personal opinion. Market cap 660 million. All-time high is 319 10 hours ago. So it just hit a new all-time high today. All-time low is 8 months ago. We're currently up 666% in 8 months, which is fantastic. But I think OP would be a good quick flip blah, 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 blah. Good quick flip play. Try to say that 10 times fast. Good flip play. Good flip play. Doesn't work. Bet you can't do it either. So we're at the 1 hour there. We'll jump into the 4 hour. Yo, this is a beautiful chart right here. This is very, very healthy growth. So even though we hit a new all-time high, I don't think we're going to be crashing. I think I talked about this before about it possibly turning into a megaphone. Okay. So I'm kind of seeing something going on here. OP is $3. Yeah, OP is $3. How nuts is that? So OP right now, I'm going to just extend this real quick. So we were within this expanding wedge right here. We did break out of the expanding wedge, and you can see we tested the expanding wedge resistance back on January 27th. It rejected us, obviously, and we currently are testing it once again. So we're testing the bottom of this expanding wedge channel. So if we break into this, we're gonna be back into this expanding wedge channel, and we can start expecting some larger wave movements. We can see we do have 2 sell signals that currently are active on the WTX. So take that into consideration. 2 sell signals. We got 2 sell signals on the RSI as well. You can see they're in red saying, hey, it might be a good time to take profit. Yeah, I wouldn't even be buying at an all-time high. That's just insane. MACD is starting to roll over bearish. We're not bearish yet, but you can definitely see we're starting to have de-engulfing candles instead of engulfing candles. So yeah, I'd be careful on that as well. So OP is looking like we're going to have that slight pullback. However, if I just draw the fibs here, I don't think it's going to be that large of a pullback. I think we're going to continue battling this uptrend right now. But let's see. Yeah, that's it. We're in the 1 right now. So we did reach, this is the all-time high right here. So since we just hit a new all-time high, we technically are in uncharted territory, technically, but we can still kind of use fibs to find some support and resistance. So with these indicators being as overbought as they are, I'm going to expect a pullback. If we fall below the 786 here at 292, then we'd obviously be putting in a lower low, and then hopefully this would not be the case when we start that large retracement. But OP is strong, guys. I mean, this chart outside of this expanding wedge right here is growing very, very healthy. We're not having extreme pumps and extreme dumps right here. We have our step up, consolidation, step up, consolidation, step up, consolidation. And so far from what I see, we have 2, 3, I guess you can kind of count this as 1, 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I want to count these 2 down here as individuals or joint. Yeah, we're going to start here. So remember how I said it's normally 4, occasionally you get 5, rarely you get 6. We have 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 1, 2, 3. But you have to step up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're currently working on our 5th one right now, I believe. So I'd be keeping an eye on her tracing back down to around 275, and then just seeing some price volatility around there to complete the top of that step, and then we'll assess the situation at that time. But like I said, we're kind of in uncharted territory with hitting a new all-time high. So if I had to make an assumption on a breakout, if we did see a breakout, if we did get over that $3.25, our next step would most likely be the 1, 2, 3, 6 at around $6 or not $6, $3.68. But from what I'm seeing right now, the 618 is what we're going to be looking at 275, and then we'll assess the situation from there. Probably 275 consolidation sideways for a bit, until we start working our way back down. Because like I said, 4 and 5 steps is normally the max before you start retracing largely. But who knows? This could be a 6-stepper. Yeah, look at that. We caught the top, baby. We caught the top on that short. Now we're going to ride it down to the halfway point. Yeah, buddy. Now we just have to hope this isn't a rally right here. So right now on Shiba, we're testing the 786. Sorry, I'm getting back to Shiba. I have an active short on it if you just tuned in. We're testing the 786 as resistance. We're still overbought on the RSI. We have not gotten a sell signal yet on the WTX, which is kind of concerning to me. So that's something I'm gonna keep an eye on here. If we overtake the 786, it's gonna get kind of dicey. Because hopefully that doesn't mean we're gonna be seeing a next leg up on Shiba. Because if we do get a next leg up on Shiba, the next stop's going to be the 1236 here at a 1500. But this is kind of what I'm looking for, is a drop down to here. We'll see. But we did get in at the optimal time. We got in right around here. We got in right here. I'm only up 20% right now on my short. Okay, so let's get back to the TA. LRC better than OP. Missed out on that. Ran Super Farm was another one. I was like skeptical, and it dropped like a stone. Oh, what is this? Super Farm Genesis here. Yeah, this doesn't even show anything. MCO2. Yeah, that's not even, you can't even chart that. This one? There we go. Sorry, I dropped 10 million on SHIB. Get liquidated. Hell yeah, though. I'm glad we caught that on the live stream. That was pretty cool. So Moss carbon credit, $109,000 24-hour volume, doesn't show the circulating supply or the market cap. So definitely do your own research. It shows the total supply is 1,930,000. All-time high is 2160, top of the last bull run. All-time low was a month ago at 157. Where is this thing even available? This is available on Coinbase. Man, Coinbase has been just listing a bunch of shit coins. I can't call this a shit coin. I don't know anything about it, so it's not good to judge a coin by its cover, right? Not a lot of price action going on there. Let's see if we can find a better chart. Not a lot going on there too. I don't know why with the Gemini. Yo. Yeah, we'll have to use it. We'll have to use it. Okay, as of right now, from Moss Carbon Credit, we're actually not looking bad. We're actually pretty neutral. You can see the WTX is pretty much neutral. RSI is neutral. MACD is about ready to flip bearish, but you can kind of see we are kind of neutral on that as well. Even though we're about ready to flip bearish, we really aren't having very large movements at the MACD right now. So we're coming to a peak, and as you can see, we kind of are coming to the peak of this right here as well. I just got a call from China mainland. What the fuck? They must have heard. They must be in our Discord. They're infiltrating our Discord. So looking at the Discord right now, Chef is just killing it on the LUNC. So if you guys haven't already and you want to, you can join my Discord channel. The link's in the description below. We put out a lot of pretty good information. Here's the Discord right there. We got our mod here showing off his longs right now. So if you want to, definitely descriptions are the links in the description below. Okay, so back on the Moss Carbon, I got distracted. Squirrel. I just don't like how this chart looks. I'll give it my best shot though. That's all you can do, right? So as of right now, we're consolidating between the 382 236 area. Like I said, we're getting to the peak of some sort of triangle type pattern. This 4-hour chart probably doesn't do it justice. So if we do break above this 382, I would expect a quick move up. So I'd be keeping a close eye on approximately $2.18. If we did break above 218, we'll probably head up to the 0.5 back tested 382 and then see that large movement up to the 786 at around, I would say $2.50, maybe not the 786, but around $2.50. You can see we have been starting this uptrend since January 5th. And it's not a terrible uptrend. It's just there's not a whole lot of volume here. I mean, let's see the volume profile. We got support resistance. Yeah, that 382, like I just mentioned, you can see it's a double resistance area. So yeah, we break over that 382. I pretty much drew it perfectly. 382.5 back tested as support, work our way up to the 786. I think that's to be the case. If we get rejected at this 382, we're neutral on all indicators. So that's just calling for a consolidation, a continuation of the consolidation if we don't break over this 382. But I'm expecting us to come up here and battle at it shortly, around 218. Probably got routed when they took down the balloon. Yo, how about CHZ? Yeah, we can look at some CHZ. So CHZ chills is up 0.8% at 14 cents. 8.8 billion max, 5.3 billion in circulation, 772 million market cap. Yo, my SHIB short is killing it right now. All-time high is almost 2 years ago at 87 cents. All-time low is 3 years ago at 0.004. So being Binance, Mexi, BitGet. Oh. Okay. CHZ right now, it looks like we actually had a bearish fake out on the MACD. I had a slight bearish fake out on the MACD, but we're starting to get back down there. Man, it sounds like my dog's hacking up a lung. Jesus. RSI is working his way up. WTX is almost to red. We're on the 4-hour chart. Let's look and see what the 1-hour chart's doing. RSI. So the RSI looks like we bounced off the 90. WTX is pretty high in the 1-hour chart. We are above the main price volume area, which when you're above it, it acts as a magnet, pulls you down. When you're below it, it acts as a magnet, pulls you up. We're about ready to flip bearish on the MACD. You can see we have been pretty much consolidating sideways here on the 1-hour. So I would be expecting some sort of pullback, most likely down to around 14 cents even. If we draw a fib on this, we can do a little bit more damage on the TA. Okay, so as of right now, the 786 is what's giving us hell. So the 786 area, you can see we was a support briefly, but then it rejected us pretty hardcore and shot us down to the main price volume area. We currently tested out right here. We're working our way back down to the 618. So that pullback down to the 618 main support area, I think is going to be the case. If we do see, I mean, I guess you could say the best case scenario is the 618 here at around 14.1 and then a continuation up to the 1, hopefully. Indicators are just a little too high on the 1-hour and 4-hour chart, so we need to cool down. It'd be more beneficial if we came back down to this double support. It's a 0.5. It's actually a triple support. Hang on, let me look. Yeah, so this is a triple support area, guys. So it's going to be very difficult for chills to fall between this price area. You can see we do have a main support here at around 14 cents. The main price volume is at 13.9. The 0.5 is at 13.8. So this is 3 support areas very, very closely to each other. So it's going to be very difficult to fall below that. But I think we're going to be heading down to at least one of them. We need to reset on all our indicators. We're just way too high in my personal opinion. So I'm going to be bearish here in the short term on CHZ. I'd just be keeping an eye on those support areas on the way down. The first support area would be the 618 at 14.1. Next support area would be 14, and then you'd have the main price volume area. So if anything, we'd probably hit the 618, consolidate for a bit, and then come back down here to around 14 cents. Even 14 cents even, because I know we're at 14 cents right now. We're at 14.4 right now. Okay. So where are we at now? So there are blah, blah, blah. What about Cosmos, Dogelon, Mars? Yeah, we'll look at those. Elon just had a decent sized move here too, if I remember correctly. Well, I guess. Okay, the good old KuCoin. Okay, so Elon, can't remember the last time I charted it, but it looks like it played out accurately. We had this bullish pennant, and I talked about, yeah, I remember talking about this though. I just recently uploaded the video this week, actually. I was deciding on which one of these waves was the first wave, and I was saying this bullish pennant, when we see it break out to the upside, we'll have to keep an eye out. And you can definitely see the bullish pennant played out. We broke out to the upside all the way up to the main resistance up here. So I actually want to see which one of these was the accurate one, because I looked at both of them. So I actually went from here to here to see if this was the first pulse. Let's see if I can actually make it the correct length. We grab that and extend it here. That was not the correct one, because that was calling 618. Secondary one that I called was right here. So if we take that wave, impulse, grab it, there we go, move it over, that was the accurate one right there. So this is why I say, and I've showed you guys on the live stream so far, when you break out of a bullish pennant, you normally go the same height as the first wave within that bullish pennant, and we just proved it right here that that's accurate. Because you can see we broke out of this bullish pennant and we went pretty much exactly up to that main resistance area. You can see that. So yeah, I'll chalk that as a win. So short term right now, I'm going to be bearish on it, unfortunately. We had the bullish pennant breakout. We've tried getting over this resistance 4 times now. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're also getting squeezed within this very tight uptrend from the bullish pennant. So eventually, I'll zoom in a little bit closer. I know there's a lot going on the screen right now. One second, I gotta adjust something real quick. There we go. I'm trying to get rid of these prices real quick. They're annoying. There we go. Okay, so right now you can see we tested this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We're actually getting squeezed between this resistance and this uptrend right here. So inevitably, this coin we have to decide by February 6th which way we're going. Because that is going to be the squeeze point. We're not just going to continue sideways right here. Once we break through this area, we're either going to be breaking to the upside or breaking to the downside. The indicators right now are looking like we're breaking to the downside. We are massively overbought on the RSI. WTX hasn't printed a sell signal yet, but the MACD, however, is heading towards a bearish crossover. You can see even though these candles are engulfing, they're white, which is weird. I've never really seen that before. That is extremely odd. But yeah, so for Elon right now, I'd be keeping an eye on a pullback down to this main price area at 3656, something like this. And if we do see a breakout to the upside, it could be another large run up, most likely to around the 4-5 right here. I don't think it'll be that big, but it's possible. Let me actually redraw the fibs and we can kind of get a better idea of where that breakout would lead us to. Right here, it'd lead us up to the 1618 at 4305. So if we had a breakout, it'd most likely be 236, back test the support, continuation up to the 1618 here at around 4290 to 43. That would be approximately 11-12% gain from where we're currently at. For Elon. And then Cosmos. So after Cosmos, I'll have time to chart one more coin tonight, and I'm going to call it a day. I got to keep my eyes on my Shiba short. Uh-oh, it's trying to overtake the 786. Yeah, I can look at Gala after Cosmos. I just need Shiba to get into this price gap right here. We get into that price gap, it's gonna be a quick fill down to here, and then that's where I'll get out. This is where that's where I'm getting out at. Okay. Cosmos up 3% at 14.95. So Cosmos right now, I don't remember the last time I charted this, but obviously I did at one point because I have fibs drawn. I actually want to see what I drew. Well, obviously that was wrong. But we are actually looking like we're making a cup and handle type pattern, actually. It almost looks like a reverse one. Handle, cup. What? Okay, so we actually did just get a sell signal. I'm going to zoom in and start doing the short-term TA on this thing. So right now we did get a sell signal on WTX. RSI is extremely high. MACD is about ready to flip bearish. As you can see right here, we're very, very close to flipping bearish on the MACD. We got that sell signal on the WTX right here at the current candle. And RSI is almost overbought. We're not quite there yet though. So I would be expecting a pullback. Pullback most likely down to the main support area at around $13.60. You see there was a price gap right here, so it's going to move quick, similar to when it went back up and moved quick. It's going to do the same thing on the way back down. Top to bottom, we can find some fibs. Yeah, so I'd be keeping an eye on this 382 main support area, so around 1375. 1375 is what I'm calling for the retracement. And then you can see we have been working our way up very gradually, and it's still very, very healthy growth. And if we did, and when or if we do head down here, we still would maintain our bullish momentum because that would be putting in a higher low. This is the current low right here. So this would be putting in our higher low, and then we can start making a run towards the 1236, 1618 area. So slight pullback, and then I think we're gonna get bullish after that. I'd expect another 17% if we dropped back down here. So short term, 8.5, 9%, and then from there a bullish 18% gain. So let's just keep an eye on this movement here. Yeah, that would actually validate. I mean, look at this trend line right here we have going on. That would bounce right off that trend line and continue to the upside. Yeah, no problem, man. I enjoy doing this. I appreciate all the support you guys give me during the bear market. You guys make it fun to do this. It's better than sitting here just looking at the screen all by myself, right? Oh shit. Hang on, I think Shiva's running real quick. Damn. Shiva's trying to make another leg up, guys. Can she do it? Oh boy. Should we long shib? No. I guess the check clear. Oh shit. Okay, so we're gonna look at Gala. Gala is up 2.7% at 5.5 cents. Supply 50 billion. I've gone over that several times, so we'll just take a look at the chart. So Gala channel still holding, even though we've wicked out below it a couple times. You can see this channel that we have been in. We're actually getting squeezed pretty hard in a triangle type pattern as well for Gala. I'm gonna clean this all up. This whole screen just looks clustered. This is like, Gala makes me mad. I mean, I remember when it was 1.8 and my dumbass is like, I'm not buying it at 1.8 because I want it at 1.5. And it never went back to 1.5. It just went to the moon. And I was posting it. I was talking to my brother, man, like, hey man, you need to get some Gala. And he got some Gala at 1.8. No, lucky. He listened to me. Why don't I listen to me? Right? Oh boy. Okay, so we're going by the larger time frame here. We are within, let's see if we have that poll. We need a, yeah, so we are within a pennant right now. You can see we have the initial run up right here is the breakout point if we break to the upside. This isn't technically a bullish pennant because we don't have, no, this is a bullish pennant. What am I talking about? So right now, what I'm going to be looking for is a retracement back down to around 517. And then inevitably, if we get a breakout to the upside, it's going to be very, very large for Gala. If we get a breakout to the upside, it's going to be this length right here. Let me actually draw that bottom the top, extend it down, assume the breakout's right here. Where would that bring us to? Or even if the breakout's right here. I don't know. It's going to be around 7 cents, a little over 7 cents. It's looking like if that's the breakout. So if we go bottom to top, wonder if that hits any ratios. That's pretty much right in between the 136 or 126 and 1618. So that'd be the 1382. Would that be the 1382 breakout? Yeah, there's the 1382, which is at 7 cents even. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. We get this consolidation and then breakout. But I mean, bullish pennants, right? Bullish pennants, you can draw bullish pennants a million different ways. For example, if I got rid of this right here, because it only touched right here and right here, and oh shit. This is the thing about bullish pennants. I could technically draw it from here to here and here to here as well too, and say, hey, look, there's another bullish pennant. This thing's only going to go up, 2%. So, I mean, if this played out, that would only be a run up to, what is that, 6.5 cents. Still, it's looking like it's going to be breaking out above 6 cents. So what are we getting at? The larger breakout's going to bring you up to around 7 cents. The smaller breakout's going to bring you up to around 6.5 cents. So I'm going to be bullish here on Gala, unfortunately, because I really would like to pick some up cheap, but my dumbass missed out. So yeah, we're actually going to keep the longer one in play. That's what we're looking for, boys and girls. 7 cents. 7 cents is also the top. I mean, I guess you could technically draw a really small channel right here. And that would bring the breakout at around February 7th. Hang on, I'm going to do some doodles here real quick. So we had the bullish pennant within this channel. The next wave up within this channel is that 7 cents at the 1236 resistance convergence at around 6,757 cents. That's what I'm seeing for Gala. Awesome guys, awesome guys. So with that, I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting my channel tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. It really helps my channel grow, helps my videos get out to more people, brings more people into the Discord in our channel where we get to learn information from them and they get to learn information from us. And it's just a great community. So as always, none of this is financial advice tonight. And if you'd like to chat with me offline, off live stream and stuff like that, make sure you join my Discord channel. The link is below. I'm on there daily, dropping charts, dropping knowledge. So with that, guys, I'll stick around in the chats for a little bit in case anyone has any questions, but I hope you all have a great weekend. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, and I'll catch you guys next time on the live stream of Charting Crypto.